private political violence, and the law of life's rules and regulations of limits. I've jogged around the canal 3 times in Indiana, Indianapolis, trying to have a peace of mind, and would love to see more places that are as beautiful as the canal in Indiana. But the issue is this. I have to have a place to stay in this world. It wouldn't make any sense on why not, and some action should be taken advantage of right away. There's a difference when you find yourself in prison, when you are free of feel as if you may be better off trying to stay alive and turn yourself in and hope that percentage of life that you do have left in your life, hope for a change somewhere, and pray to be able to continue to look at the future. Who's worth talking to? I say this world will never be a perfect world because this is not heaven. And anyone who is looking to try and do that is out of place. Better start reading the Bible and stay reading one over and over again, chapter 1 over and over again. There's too many people, lesbians and homosexuals. The part is, it says in the Bible where you should turn the other cheek on your Eve or your mother. Mary, it also says there a woman for every man. And another part where Adam gave her a spare tire, Then it say God made woman for the likes of man. If I'm correct or something like that, I say whatever it says in the Bible today looks like someone must have changed some parts in there around. If you ask me, who's worth talking to? Also, I remember where it says God loved the native as well, and they were the produce of fruits for this world. But then it says he loves all. But I also know Jesus has a slight crush on me because Jesus loves me because the Bible tells me so. My judgment is the Bible has some mysterious ways, but only what I'm truly judging is the way I've been living my life, and sometimes even wonder if he really does exist, because the way I've been neglected is out of order and seeking personal justice. For example, I could be out with one of my favorite women or women and could be in pleasure here. I am acting lame and writing a damn book. You guys to be kidding me. Tommy, writing a book? Child, please. It's ridiculous. I would go to fairgrounds and everyone would get jealous because I was in line to drive a go-kart or the bumper cars. They were go again. People got the wrong impression. That's what they get for judging me without my permission. Speaking, maybe we can sit down and have some wine or tea together, and I could tell you the type of I like is called the type of tea I like. I like is called the type of tea I like is called stash. I'll say that it's a spiritual blend, a special good religious time to drink. This tea is during fall or in the hot summer nights. This tea is from the herbs of India. Chapter 11. Voices that should be heard. There's some people that have been neglected and discriminated and took advantage of and been plotted on in many ways. You know the saying, the rich get richer and the poor gets poorer, right? And a lot of people such as myself should be able to have a place to look forward to, and there should be someone you can talk to about those situations, because there's a reason why they would be at this particular building place and find out what's going on and where being mistreated and who has been doing this mistreatment, and then comes a point to where the head of staff communications with the governments of the states and puts all these people that they are communicating with in their places, and proof of action has been taken care of, and no one else in these certain parts of cities or parts of countries will participate in those misfortunate actions, because of life is a beautiful thing and no one wants to be infumigated and left walking on the sidewalks all the time. Does that make any sense to you? And they sure don't want to be left there. We all should know right from wrong. when we became men and women, what can make yourselves a fully mature male and female adults in the end? We believe that there is a heaven or a hell. So does acting as children seem to be a wise thing to do? So let's stop what we are doing and put all those childish deeds away that are in our hearts, because it's different when small issues come your way. I just feel that the world is missing some people that need to be in other places than where they are. There's some people that were good at math. I wasn't. There's some good at science. I was, until math came into the subject. There's some good with English. There's some good at gym. There's some good at music class. There was some good at history. I was a B student in English history. I was a D student in health. But what I'm saying is this. The world of people were not created to be geniuses. We should find out where the weaknesses are at. I would say we need more scientists to determine where people's minds are at. I would guess the grades in a room for one scientist, and at half the year, hell start with the first student and until the last student left, and ask what they want to qualify to do for a career. And the scientists should continue to give them advice to never give up and to believe in yourselves, and people believe in one another and who's worth talking to. Another part about it is that if I wouldn't have had hard enough to write or speak about what has happened, and I wouldn't have took my time or the time out for my misfortune, then I wouldn't have had time to write about what is happening and what the world is missing out on. These limited corruption sounds like a voice to make a hell of a show or a movie to gain people's personal attention, and people would have some sense of value to overcome these life's problems they've had, and the people with these social problems have a cure and become more moderate after giving a wonderful explanation why they are behind, so people would have the knowledge what has gone wrong in their lives, because you will never truly understand others' mind or the effect on a person's mental capabilities. Capabilities can go to other things that can achieve as a person that what I thought undergraduate meant. But some colleges managers lie about that as far as I can remember back. But the truth is no one cares to put out their hands to reach down and help. Not only the worth of taking people, it's also good talk with people to know what types of people they are, and acknowledge things they say with some sense of concern, because they might be on the wrong track or they might not. But you can also be on the safe side, but hopefully you are not in the eyes of a perpetrator, because if you think they are, move out the way. If you think comes trouble, life has changed too much. It's the same. I've learned about homosexual behavior, and that people will trying to be a heterosexual just to walk a straight path when I was younger. I've been down some terrible roads with people, gays, I mean, wishing they were lesbians, and anyways, life never changes as far as homosexuals. I didn't write this book to be a writer. I also didn't write this book to become a famous person. And I didn't write this book to win the Nobel Peace Prize. If I do win, then I deserve it and earned it at heart. The main reason for this book and the voices that should be heard are people in communities that feel exactly like myself, that don't want to suffer anymore because of blacks and whites, that discriminate because they're not as international as we are as people, without seeking into the minds and heart and soul, because just with one look, jealousy becomes an outrage of hurt and pain, without any dedication to a conservation, and then become a victim under the circumstance for being a threat to the person, not knowing the personality of the person. Under the under the disguise of the costume over the soul comes the judgment.